Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing well. As always, I hope everybody's doing well. Um, real quick before we get started, I want to give another big shout out to Morbid Reality for joining me yesterday. I had a really good time talking to him. I've been wanting to talk to him for a long time, actually. So I'm really grateful that he joined me yesterday, and we got to talk with you guys and go over some of our similar interests in the community right now. So yeah, so big shout out to Morbid Reality for that. And Mexi as well for joining us at the end there, and having the graciousness to explain his side of something that he does that many people find very controversial, and rightfully so, and he understands that. I thought he did a great job of explaining himself, and I'm proud to call him a friend. But today, interesting stuff as far as developments in the Quentin Simon case. I'm not above admitting when I'm wrong. Okay. Again, what we do here is speculate from time to time. And my speculation was because they announced, I think it was Friday, that they were going to pull back their search, and they were not going to be searching Saturday and Sunday. Now, I'm a layman. But so I thought that meant that they would not be searching. They did not believe that Quinton was in the landfill. That's how I took that. But I foolishly did not take into consideration that it takes time to coordinate these things. It takes time to coordinate a search like that. I'm of the belief, after them explaining it, and we're gonna go over that press conference as well. Today's press conference. Obviously, that makes sense because they don't believe that they're looking for a live child that could be okay. So they're not going to have a whole bunch of volunteers out there who don't know what they're doing searching. They're going to gather a team of professional law enforcement agents, and they are going to coordinate and plan. And I'm quite certain that is what they were doing throughout the weekend. So it wasn't like they were just chilling and like, we'll figure something else out. Yeah. So obviously, that's just something that just went right over my head. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But we will let's go ahead and go over that. Let's go ahead and go over that press conference real quick, that presser from today. And big shout out to Chasing Truth too, man. Chasing Truth. I mean, I'm giving these shout outs, but they're not in my chat. I'm just just expressing how I feel here. So, but Chasing Truth was live earlier today, and she went over the presser live, and she gave some really good insight because Chasing Truth has a lot of really good insight. So I was really I only caught the very end of the presser, but she went over some really good facts and explained things really, really well. She's a very smart lady. Yes, Nikki O'Shea, exactly. It has to be an organized search. It has to be very well thought out, planned, and executed. Because what we have to keep in mind, folks, is what they're looking for is the of course, you know, they want to find this little boy so he can rest in peace. Obviously, that's the obvious reason that they would be looking for the remains of a 20-month-old boy. But also, it's damning evidence. It's the best way to get justice for that little boy is to make sure that they get that evidence untainted as you know, that they can get that evidence as intact as they possibly can. That's where they're going to get a lot of their answers. And that's going to lock away the person responsible for his death for the rest of their life. I hope so. All right.
Good morning. I'm Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley, and I'm joined today by FBI Senior Supervisory Resident Agent Will Clark from the Savannah office. Chatham County Police Department and FBI entered a new phase in the search for Quentin Simon. A short time ago, we began what will be an extensive search of the waste management landfill located here in Chatham County. As with every step we have taken in this case, the need for this search was based on where the evidence led us. We have spent the last several days preparing and deploying extensive resources to support the search team and the investigators. And I would like to thank, for a moment, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff John Wiltshire, Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, Savannah Police Department, Savannah Fire Department, Chatham Emergency Services, and many other agencies that have assisted in
Okay, real quick, let me address something in chat here before I let this gentleman continue. Anybody in here defending what bullshit, bullhorn idiot, and Hobbit Dolly Vision are doing out there, anybody in here that's defending any of that, you're not going to get anything out of this channel. I promise you. If you don't have enough common sense to know that they're causing more damage than any good, then you're not going to get anything out of this channel. So you might as well just fuck off and leave. Seriously. And I mean that. We're talking about a 20-month-old boy here. And they're sitting here acting like they're doing everything on his behalf, when what they're really doing is just collecting a shit ton of money, camping out and loitering. And then at night, when they're not streaming, they're knocking boots in a hotel room and spending people's money. Like, Dolly made an insane amount of money so far just in super chats, an insane amount of money since he's started talking about this case. And they're not doing anything with that money. Like, they're doing very little. So, you know, yeah, okay, well, let me pick up a couple of things and add it to the memorial. And, oh, look, we fucking did something. No, that's not enough. What they need to do is find another way to get honest, to collect money in an honest manner from their listeners and supporters, because what they're doing is ripping people off by saying that they're doing something and they're investigating and they're helping, and they're not doing jack shit except impeding on an investigation, if anything. So anybody who's up here and in my chat and defending their ridiculous, irresponsible, fucked up behavior, you can get the fuck out. You're not going to get anything out of this channel because you don't have enough common sense to even listen to something that even makes any sense at all. If there's anything in your body and mind that thinks that what they're doing is useful, you are fucking dumb.
in getting us prepared to begin our search of the landfill. We know that this is going to be a physically, mentally, and emotionally grueling task for our investigators and team. Yesterday, our team posted this picture of
now you got me having to take my idiot
here
pills.
on the wall.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of this operations center as a reminder of who we are searching for and why we continue to work so terribly hard. We want justice for Quentin, just like everybody else, and we want to find his remains so we can give him a proper resting place. Once again, we are indebted to the FBI for their unmatched expertise that they have provided to us since they arrived on scene, less than 3 hours after Quentin was reported missing. Now I'll turn it over to Senior Supervisory Resident Agent, Mr. Clark, who also has a few remarks.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. My name is Will Clark. As the Chief said, I'm the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent of the Savannah and Brunswick offices of the FBI. Throughout our process here, our goal has been to bring Quentin home and to hold anyone responsible for his disappearance accountable. We, along with our law enforcement partners, go into this process with heavy hearts. We did not want to end up at this point, but the evidence has taken us here. We are not just randomly searching this landfill. We have evidence, specific evidence that leads us to this large property. To help in this search, the FBI has brought in specialists from Quantico, Atlanta, as well as all of our personnel here in the greater Savannah area. The FBI's evidence response team, which has experience in landfill searches like this, is heading up
Welcome,
part of this operation. At this moment, we have dozens of FBI personnel on scene in support of the Chatham County Police Department. We will have Chatham County and FBI personnel in the landfill each day, conducting a systematic search of the debris. This will be a complex and strenuous effort. Searchers will move through the debris placed on the search deck looking for evidence. Once that debris is cleared, it will be placed on the search deck and then removed and then replaced with another section of material. This will not be quick. It will not be easy, and the outcome is uncertain. As the Chief said, we want justice for Quentin, and we want to find him a proper resting place. Again, we share the sorrow felt by millions and promise all of our available resources and expertise to assist Chatham County in finding little Quentin.
Thank you, Will. Now we'll take a few questions if you'd like.
What makes you think that Quentin is in this landfill?
The evidence has led us to this place at this date and time.
Or anything specific you can tell us?
Nothing I can tell you specifically.
Chief, what day did you think you would come to this landfill? Is this something you knew last Thursday, last Wednesday, last Tuesday, or yesterday, or this morning?
Agent Clark's going to answer any questions about the landfill.
We've been reviewing the evidence throughout the duration of this investigation. We've been following the evidence where it has taken us, and the evidence has taken us to this landfill. The efforts to undertake this landfill search have been several days in the planning. We've brought in experts in landfill searches to guide us to the specific area where we'll be searching. Like I said in my comments before, this is not, we're not searching the whole landfill. We have a specific area where we are looking.
Huh, that's interesting.
These landfill searches, I know the recovery of the evidence team has done this before. Is this an area that you've now gridded off? There's no more
I wonder how big that landfill is.
Away from anything new that would be coming in?
Yes.
And is that because of where this trash specifically came from?
Yes.
And then for the chief, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You know, we talked to you at 2:30 the Wednesday that he went missing. You were so hopeful in this. And your tone has changed. You almost sounded like you were about to choke up there. You must be emotionally drained. You're as investigators, as agents. Just can you talk about how hard this case has been?
Yeah, you're trying to get me to cry, I think. But it has. You know, we had a meeting yesterday, and to look across the multitude of people that are here and to feel and see their emotions, and but that's coupled with determination and dedication so we can find little Quentin and provide him a proper resting place. It does take its toll. There's a lot of time, energy, and effort that goes into not only the investigation, but the logistics in terms of getting everything we need to be able to provide the proper resources for the search teams and the investigators so we can reach a conclusion at some point.
Yeah, guys, I got rid of them. And the reason why I did that is just because you guys are focusing a lot of attention on him, and I understand that. But right now, this is about baby Quentin Simon, and I'd really like the focus to stay on that, because I will talk about Dolly and Betty when I'm ready to talk about Dolly and Betty. Those fucking dickheads don't get to come in here and dictate when I do that and when you guys do that. So we're gonna do that on our own, on our time. They can go fuck all the way off.
There's a large order of magnitude that has been brought to bear here for this. And I'll say it again, I can't thank the FBI enough for all that they have done. They have been tremendous and phenomenal.
And this is obviously is a criminal investigation now. It was a missing person, and there's no way that it's not, right? No one's been charged?
No one has been charged.
Why has no one been charged?
Because we're not ready to charge anyone yet. We still have work to do. We still have an investigation to do, and we are not going to do anything preemptively that would harm future prosecution, where I'm standing before you 6 months from now talking about a flawed investigation or talking about why we did this and why we didn't do that. I believe in our investigators. I believe in the expertise that we brought to bear here. We are tracking in the right direction, but we're only going to do that when we're ready to do that.
Chief, is that because you're
Now, this is something that you guys that have been with me for a long time have heard me explain over and over on every case that's anything like this one, over and over, because it's simple common sense. When you understand how due process works, like somebody who may actually have worked in the law, gotten some sort of law degree in some way, shape, or form, like certain people claim to have, and I don't have that. I don't even have that, and I know that that's how these things are done. It's real simple. All you got to do is just watch a trial. All you got to do is just actually follow a case. That's all you got to do. Follow a case, and then you just simply see how it works. It takes time to collect evidence. It takes time to build an investigation. Look at how many weeks just for the sentencing trial for Nicholas Cruz took. Look at how many weeks of evidence and testimony that they went over. That's because they had to build something airtight to ensure that this dude never sees the light of day again. This is what they're looking for. That takes time.
you're holding out to make this a capital punishment case?
No.
Chief, is this landfill the only place that y'all are going to be searching?
Yes.
You mentioned, of course, that this is going to be a large scale, really strenuous operation. Do you guys have
Real Lady Justice, welcome. Thank you.
Take, or is that just kind of up to what happens out there?
It's kind of up to what happens, but as Agent Clark said, this is not going to be quick. This is not going to happen within a day or so. We are here for the long haul until we determine that we don't need to be here anymore.
Chief, let's back up a little bit in this investigation. One thing that never happened was there was never an ambulance sent out. There was never a Levi's call sent out. Why was that?
It didn't meet the criteria of an Amber Alert at that
Sorry,
time.
I saw that. I missed that. I was busy ranting. Nicole Rico, thank you so much for that. Which case did the chief publicly admonish YouTubers for impeding their investigation? I remember you mentioning it. It just wasn't paying close attention. It was the Summer Wells case. It was the Summer Wells case. The TBI actually publicly in a press conference said that irresponsible YouTubers or irresponsible social media speculation is the direct cause of them not being able to get any credible tips and not being able to process any or collect any real evidence. I mean, there's just nothing. They searched the Wells property thoroughly. I mean, they did everything that they possibly could. And you have to understand that sometimes these areas, you know, law enforcement sometimes doesn't have the experience that law enforcement agency in a major city like Savannah, Georgia would have. Okay. Rogersville, they don't see this kind of thing, you know? So everybody's like, oh, well, they're incompetent. It's not that they're incompetent. They're just inexperienced. And the TBI, they're experienced, but they can only do so much. So, you know, you got to let these guys do their jobs. And especially if it's in an area where a law enforcement agency wouldn't have that much experience, wouldn't it make sense for us to do our part and simply just not interfere and let them do the best that they possibly can? Because I promise you, we're no more experienced than they are. And they're the ones trained and charged with the responsibility of finding these missing kids.
At that time.
Why so?
I'd have to go back and look at the exact criteria, but we didn't have any specific information about an abduction. We didn't have a suspect for an abduction. We didn't have a vehicle description or anything like that. And Amber Alerts are very prescriptive in terms of when you can issue them, and we didn't have that information at that time.
Chief, how tough is it to stand here right now when you only outcome this is someone threw that little baby in the trash?
It's tough, but you know, we understand that.
See, that's exactly right, real Lady Justice. No, we know there was a confession, but we do not know what was confessed exactly. How did the child die? Was the child found dead, then panic disposed of? Too much, we don't know. Need to recover the body. I'm sure if they had a confession for murder, there would be someone charged right now.
That, you know, it's necessary. This is the work that we do, you know, albeit emotionally draining, albeit tough, albeit difficult. But this is what the community asked of our law enforcement officers.
I want to clarify something, Chief. It was asked in a question earlier. Do y'all believe that Quentin was brought here and thrown in the landfill, or thrown in the trash and then ended up in the landfill?
We believe that he was placed in a specific dumpster at a specific location, and it was brought here by regular means of disposal.
Dumpster to gas station.
Okay, so we're gonna RL, you're saying I'm behind about landfills. They don't just dump the trash. It is actually documented daily with each drop. They are working. Ola from Costa Rica, thank you, Ali P. They are working from when the trash was picked up. The dump knows where it was dropped. Okay, that makes sense. And I'm actually going to go over a little bit of insight. I'm going to go over a little information as far as how these landfill searches go after this press conference.
Station 195.
I can't answer that.
Is Quentin Simon still the only suspect?
She is.
You mentioned the other day you didn't believe she was a flight risk. Has that changed?
That has not changed.
How hopeful are you that you'll find Quentin's body?
I have every belief that we will find.
Yeah, I don't know
his
anything about a
body.
confession either, honestly.
Do y'all know where Leilani is today? And I don't mean right at this actual moment, but do y'all know where she is?
I believe she's still here in Chatham County. We do not believe she's a flight risk.
And again, I'll ask one more time, what makes you believe that she's not a flight risk?
I can't get into that. Okay, thank you. Y'all have a great day.
That dude's all business, man. I love it. I love when I see these guys and they're just all business. So yeah, obviously, you know, in the thumbnail, that's an actual picture. I remove the background and have the background of my colors that I usually use in my thumbnails. But that is an actual picture of the search that's been taking place. And give me 1 second here. And there's actually some drone footage of the search that I'm going to go over. It's not very long. All right, so real quick, before I get into this, there's no sound of this video, but just to give you an idea, I mean, they have these tents, they've got all this mobilization set up for, I'm assuming, processing of some sort. But as you can see, what they're wearing things that, I mean, they don't even want fibers from their clothing to even fall on anything that they might find. So this is really, really important. That's why these guys are wearing like hazmat suits, like I said, that they would be doing. These guys are, these men and women are absolutely professionals, and they are taking this extremely seriously. And I'm just wondering what this piece of construction equipment is here doing exactly. But I mean, look at that. They're going through these, they've organized these piles, and this is an extremely organized effort. You can tell they're going through everything. Yeah, so I'm sure that it took the weekend to organize this and get this moving, get this going. I'm sure they did, or at least at some point they will be using cadaver dogs. I would assume so. I mean, why wouldn't they? So yeah, that's it for that. Well, yeah, and also because they're digging through trash. Of course, they don't want to. Yeah, of course, real lady justice, sure. I just figured that was kind of obvious. But yeah. So I'm going to read this article here. Kind of explains a little bit, kind of gives some insight into landfill forensic searches. And this is from 2009. This article is from 2009, people. And just so you guys know, yesterday actually marked the day, marked the 1 year anniversary of Heidi Plank's disappearance, and they still have not found her. And they actually searched a nearby landfill to where close to where she disappeared. They searched that and came up with nothing. Heidi Plank, it's been a year and still nobody knows what happened to her. They found some forensic evidence in the building where she was supposedly last seen, to where they presume that she is no longer with us, but they still have not recovered her remains. And that case just has a lot of weird stuff about it. but yeah, it's not easy doing these things. So, for homicide investigators, it's one of the most difficult searches to make, sifting through mounds of garbage in hopes of finding leads. On Wednesday afternoon, a slow and careful search for the Chester Island Road landfill in Georgia ended with a grisly discovery: the body of a young girl, presumed to be 7-year-old Orange Park girl, missing since Monday. Now, I remember this is from 2009, folks. Georgia investigators began searching the landfill Tuesday for clues in the disappearance of Summer Thompson. The landfill is where garbage trucks from Orange Park take their trash. Experts say searching a landfill for criminal evidence can be difficult because there's so much risk of contamination, which is something that we speculated on already. Ross Gardner, a national forensics expert based in Oklahoma, said it's usually easy to know where to start looking because most landfills are strictly organized into cells by location and date, very much like the person who left that comment that I highlighted. If it's not well organized, then it's kind of poke and hope, said Gardner, a former Army crime scene investigator and chief of police in Lake City, Georgia. But even at an organized site, landfill searches are a huge challenge. Almost as soon as debris is spread atop the dump, it's compacted by steel-wheeled rollers. By the end of the day, it will be usually covered with soil to control odors, which makes a lot of sense. So think about that for a second. Like, on the very day that trash is dumped in the landfill, okay? On the very day that trash is dumped in that landfill, it's already getting smashed by these huge steel rollers, and then it's buried under soil in order to control the smell. So that's just one day. Think about that. That's in the first day. Even in a fresh situation like they were dealing with in Summer's case, unless you're so lucky that the body just pops out on you or just pops out on top, you're going to have to do some excavation, says Paul Laska, a forensic consultant in Palm City. As a crime scene investigator, he spent a month in 1993 excavating a Martin County landfill looking for a little girl's body. That can mean bringing in cadaver dogs trained to sniff for human remains to help narrow the search. Once crews find debris from the right day and hauler, the search can become more like an archaeological excavation, he said, with material sifted delicately despite the damage already done by daily landfill operations. It could be difficult to recognize meaningful evidence in a small mountain of twisted refuse and decay. You've got broken glass, broken metal, a lot of just nasty stuff in there, Laska said. You're going to find bones because that's a garbage dump. Right. You're going to find chicken bones. You're going to find think about it. There's literally like no limit to what could be found in a landfill. I mean, it's everything that anybody throws away. If a body is discovered, it can be difficult to preserve DNA evidence, even if investigators move slowly and carefully. Most of the evidence can be contaminated before search crews even arrive. Though evidence of sexual abuse inside the body may be preserved, Gardner said anything on the exterior of the body might not hold up as evidence because so much trash gets mixed together. Debris surrounding the body could be connected to the case, such as a glove or piece of clothing, but that can be very hard to prove. Again, this is all about finding evidence that's going to get a conviction in court, people. That is the goal here. I don't know how to read this guy's name. Lou Eliopoulos. I don't know. I think it's Greek. He's the chief of forensics of the Naval Criminal Investigative Service based in Washington. He says, With a scene like this, you're basically limited to the core. You're limited to the body. Investigators would pay close attention to any trace evidence from the deceased contact with other people to see if the victim was dragged or carried. And that's it. That's it for that article. But to me, I think that explains a lot. That gives a lot of insight as to just how challenging this could be and why that why that took the entire weekend to organize. And I mean, to even get that organized in 2 to 3 days is still pretty quick. So to take all of those things that we just went over into consideration, we have to give law enforcement right now in Savannah, Georgia, their props, because they are working and working fast and they're working efficiently. These idiots that are out there right now saying that LE's not doing their job don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Give me 1 second. I want to look for something here. Sorry, guys. All right. I want to see their tweets here. So this is a 2-hour-old tweet here from Chatham County Police Department. I have not seen this yet. I'm going to read it now because I would assume that any updates we're going to get that are not any updates that we get that are not press conferences are going to come through here. So CCPD and FBI searching waste management landfill in Chatham County for remains of little Quentin Simon. Once evidence pointed us to this site, it took several days to mobilize the manpower, equipment, and specialized teams for what will be an extensive and extended search. I'm also going to go ahead and look for any news on Quentin Simon. All right. This is 45 minutes ago from the U.S. Sun. All right. So police believe missing toddler. Now, this is the Sun, guys. This is a tabloid. So I take their articles with a grain of salt, but they tend to be pretty accurate sometimes. Actually, most of the time. Police believe missing toddler Quentin Simon may have been placed in a trash can before garbage workers brought his body to the landfill. The case of the 20-month-old who went missing from his home in Savannah, Georgia on October 5th continues with his mother, Leilani Simon, named as the prime suspect. No remains have been found yet on this case, but the Chatham County Police Department and FBI said last week that they have come to the conclusion that little Quentin is no longer with us. Though police have not identified what specifically led them to believe Quentin is no longer with us, they mentioned evidence during last Thursday's press conference. Chatham Police Chief Jeff Hadley said, "What I could say is that the evidence so far, based on multiple interviews," so yeah, that's clickbait basically. There's nothing in here saying that they saw that yeah, there's nothing in this article that says that he was actually put in a trash can. And So it goes on to talk about Leilani Simon, 22, who has not been charged or arrested for her son's death yet. Police do not consider Leilani to be a flight risk and believe she's still in the Chatham area. On the day the child was reported missing, Police Chief Hadley said Quinton's mother's boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, reported seeing him when he woke up at 6 a.m. Hadley added, mother woke up at some other time later and reported the child missing at 9:39 a.m. The boy's biological father was not near him during the time of this disappearance. The child's mother and her boyfriend have been working with detectives. Yeah, I mean, this is... God, the sight of this girl just makes me sick, dude. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Somebody just said something about... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about that. Somebody in the chat said something about the prosecutors. Okay, I think you're... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's indicating that the prosecutors have told law enforcement to stop searching. I don't see why they would do that. Unless the prosecutor finally says, okay, I got enough. Slap the cuffs on her, bring her in. I've got enough to prosecute. I've got what I need. Like, if you've ever seen an episode of Law and Order, that's that's how it works. The cops go out and they collect evidence for the prosecution. The prosecution goes, hey, listen, this is what I need. The assistant DA will go, hey, listen, this is what I need. I can't convict with just that. That's not enough. This could happen. They could bring up this, or they could bring up that. Their rights could be, they could say that their rights were violated with this, or blah, blah, blah. I need something more solid. You're going to have to go back out there and find me something more solid. That's how it always happens. Amy L. Vincent, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to find anything out there after dark, but I'm just grateful that it works like that, in the sense that when trash is brought to a landfill, it's documented, it's logged as to the location of the landfill, probably a lot for reasons such as this, more or less. It just makes sense to me that they would do that. So it narrows down their search. Because at first I was just like, well, how big is this landfill? You know what I mean? And why are they not searching the whole landfill? That's crazy to me. But it makes sense that they would have that the area would be documented as to where that garbage would have ended up in that landfill, and that will concentrate their search a lot easier. Unless you have shit employees. Agreed. Why did they call in the FBI? I don't know. I think they just wanted FBI's assistance. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the mom just sounds like a lazy asshole, and that's why she did that. Just a lazy piece of shit, and then just jumped her baby like garbage. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with Annie's theory on this so far, because so far that's what makes the most sense. Annie from 10 to Life says that her theory is that that something happened in the pool, an accident took place in the pool, and then she basically panicked and then just threw them away like garbage. So that makes a lot of sense to me now. I just was not agreeing with that because I didn't believe that they thought that Quentin could be in that landfill. But now that now that we realize that it takes time to organize a search in a landfill like that, it makes sense why they hadn't started searching there until today. I don't know about that, Glitter Bomb. I think that they went through the text through the tech, and they found text messages that seemed incriminating. That's what I think happened. When they talk about evidence that has led them to this, or they found something in that pool when they drained it. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a strong possibility, Cherry. An accidental overdose. Maybe she left her drugs out. I mean, he's a toddler. At that age, at 20 months, people, what does a baby do? They're walking around and they're touching everything and they're putting everything in their mouth. That is what a 20-month-old does. I don't care who the 20-month-old is. A 20-month-old is always walking around and you're always going, hey, get that out of your mouth. What are you doing? Get that out of your mouth. That's what you do. Never seen a 20-month-old who wasn't always putting random objects from around the house in their mouth. Jim Sebring, I'm with you, man. I really hope it's not a Casey Anthony thing, man. I'm really, and I think that this is what law enforcement is doing. I think that's what we keep hearing this sheriff say, or this chief of police, what we keep hearing him say over and over and over again is, we want to get this right. We don't want the time to come where something messes up any prosecution that we have. They don't feel they have enough to make an arrest, or maybe they do. They just want to be absolutely certain. Since they don't feel that she's a flight risk, they feel like, okay, we have the luxury of being able to just go through as much as we can and collect more evidence, and then we'll slap the cuffs on her and throw her in jail and make sure that she never gets out again. Oh, Heels in the Air just dropped a new video, guys. Let's oh no, Annie, but I was actually just saying, I don't know if you heard or somebody told you or something, but I was saying that now that they're searching the landfill, I'm agreeing with your theory as to what happened. But now that we've gone over it, so there's no real updates other than they are searching the landfill. I didn't think that they knew, Annie. I didn't think that they knew or thought that that he was in the landfill, because I was thinking, well, why would they take the weekend off from searching? Why would they stop searching through the weekend? Why wouldn't they just go out there and start searching the landfill? And I just didn't consider that in order to search a landfill and do it properly, it takes some real organizing and planning. Yeah, I know, right? We never agree. But yeah, so I didn't take that into consideration, which is something that I would normally do, but I just did not this time. But now it makes a lot of sense to me because, when you look at that footage, and I'll play that footage one more time, guys. I'll play that drone footage real quick one more time. So you get an idea of how organized this is. I mean, look, you've got all the tents. You've got all the tents and the trucks. These are all professionals wearing hazmat suits. Everything's piled neatly. They are going through everything extremely carefully. And it looks like what they're doing is they're just pulling out these like relatively small piles in comparison to all this stuff over here. They're pulling out these relatively small piles and assigning teams, you know, to go through each pile very, very carefully, fine-tooth comb type situation here. I mean, look at that. These are pros. You know what I mean? These are professionals. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, yes, it's definitely disgusting and it's definitely disheartening, but it's also reassuring that to see how seriously they're taking this search, you know? And just to bring a little humor into this, because you know we got to be a little lighthearted. We're gonna make fun of the idiots. Because Heels in the Air made another video. She just dropped one like 7 minutes ago. So we're gonna go over that and see see where this is at.
Even if she didn't murder him, that's the desecration of a body. They've had a hit. They know it's him. She's had multiple, altercations with Quinton that they can arrest her for right now, and they're not. They're choosing not to. They're making the conscious effort to allow her to be comfortable while they left her baby out into the landfill.
What a fucking idiot, dude. Like, it just blows my mind that somebody can be this stupid and still be able to put on their socks in the morning. I don't understand that shit. Like, it's so simple. They're trying to collect enough evidence to make sure that they have an airtight case that she does not escape prosecution like Casey Anthony did. This is simply what they're doing. You can't just slap handcuffs on people because you're mad. That's not how life works, bro. That's not how the justice system works. Idiot.
For an additional 2 days. I'm just saying, I think.
No justice, no peace. Join up if you haven't. Become part of the green team. We're a cool family. If y'all just tuning in, I tend lately to travel the country and do this type of weirdo stuff, okay? So sub up to my channel, and you might see something that keeps you entertained a little bit. I don't know. Maybe.
And that's the other thing, guys. And anybody from this county that comes up here and talks to me, I tell them about, me traveling all over the country and outside of Hawkins County, just completely botching, and of course we have Kylie Rodney. And have you guys noticed that it always seems like the cases we focus on that are always botched?
I'm going to tell you what I've heard.
I say fire the police chief, fire the mayor.
I say,
These people, you guys, real quick, I got to give a big shout out to Heels in the Air, who's in the chat. Because Heels in the Air, I mean, these clip channels make shit for me so much easier. Because, dude, I literally cannot sit through hours and hours and hours of this shit to collect it. And you know what I mean? Like, I can't watch these people for hours, dude. Blessed are the clip channels who do this shit, because they make it to where you don't have to do that. I don't want to have to listen to these people talk this stupidity for hours. They make me sick. Now they're fun to laugh at, and Heels makes it very easy to put them in a compilation and so where you can laugh at them. So big shout out to Heels in the Air and all the other clip channels.
If the mayor or the police chief
I
wants
say
to,
we hug them.
if the mayor and the police chief, I'm Bullhorn Betty. You know, my car is a black Equinox. I'm happy to have a conversation with you at any point in time.
Love that they're pissing neighbors off. They love that they're pissing people off. They get off on this shit. It's ridiculous. So like, I don't understand, man. Like I don't understand how people could be this stupid and survive. And like, these people make so much money doing this. There's so many idiots out there that support them. It's crazy to me. And then on top of that, like, just another big shout out to Heels in the Air. Heels in the Air has over 10,000 subs, and she's not monetized. She's not doing this for money. She's doing this to spread awareness. That's why she's probably cool with me playing her videos. But she's doing this simply to spread awareness.
Don't get yourself in jail. Stay off the property. This is lawful protest only. Lawful protest only. Stay off their property.
Wow, so she's even Karening the people that are like on their side. She's like, this woman cannot not Karen. It's incredible to me that it blows my mind.
Specifically to search like this, the line of trash is searched, then another load is brought in. This is likely to go on for days. Sadly, these agents are more looking for remains than a body. So they already are acknowledging that there's not a whole lot left of him. You know, they're expecting bones versus a 20-month-old body.
They never fucking said that. What are you talking about? Like, she doesn't even do the bare minimum, which is fucking Google. You know what I mean? Like all you gotta do is Google, you know? Like, it wasn't that hard. Like, Cherry was like, oh, check this out. I found this article on on what do you call it? Searches of landfills for bodies. Like, you saw how insightful that was? You get an idea? Like, they don't know. You don't know anything about decomposition. You don't know anything about that shit, woman. What are you talking about?
I can't have no parts in this shit, okay? I really can't. I ain't messing with the family. I ain't out here screaming. I ain't doing none of that stuff. Okay, whatever this shit going down here is in their community.
Wait.
Okay, it has nothing to do with me.
Didn't you get French fries thrown at you, dude? Didn't some guy, some rando fucking hit you with fucking McDonald's fries because you were out there yelling?
You hear? She said the YouTubers ain't bothered.
This police chief has failed this community. The mayor has failed this community. The police chief has failed this child. The mayor has failed this child.
Oh
you know,
my
they're
God,
just now
shut
out there
up.
after taking a weekend off to find this baby. Meanwhile, mom is still free to do whatever the hell she wants to do. She can even kill another kid.
Yeah, because we arrest people because they might
YouTubers
do
didn't
something.
do this one.
That's not how it
YouTubers
works.
didn't do this one.
Community is now lit. I think after that press conference, that did it in. When they knew that these laws
Oh,
were
yeah. Here's what's going to happen, people. This woman has been arrested more for domestic violence than anybody that I've ever even heard of. She has more charges on that than anybody that I've ever even heard of. Dolly's totally in this for himself. Make no mistake about that. He is in this for himself. And we know he's a womanizer. And what's going to end up happening, he's going to piss her off. And she is going to beat the ever-loving shit out of him at some point. Make no mistake about it. I'm willing to bet money on it. I'm willing to bet money on it. Like, if it was legal to do it, like I'd have like a I'd have like a pool. I'd have like a pool. Like, how long? 1 month, 2 weeks, throw in $10. And whoever gets closest to the time frame when she beats his ass, whoever gets closest to the time frame wins the pool. I wish I could legally do that.
Enforcement agents left that kid out there for a whole entire weekend. This community, and they just realized that mom's still not in
And I
jail.
want to be clear about something. There's nothing about domestic violence that I find funny. I just think it's funny that this dude is so fucking greedy that he would shack up with this woman, knowing all this stuff about her, and basically put himself in a position to where he's going to piss her off. That's what I find funny. Like, his stupidity, his level of greed that is so blinding and making him so ignorant. Like, it's hilarious to me.
The community is speaking out right now. The community is irate, and this is just a few. I have a funny feeling this is going to start. This right here. There's going to be more coming out, and I just want to let you guys know, Bullhorn Betty and Dolly Vision are staying out of it. I did say a couple things like, what are the police going to do? They don't even arrest baby killers. They're not arresting me. I don't think instigating the situation with Bullhorn Betty here is really
Oh, man.
scenario. I'm trying to be respectful.
She's gonna get fucked up, dude. One of those people. Yo, that is just such a volatile situation right there. That is such a volatile situation. Now, Betty can handle herself, dude. Like, she beats up dudes, okay? She beats up dudes. So I'm not too worried about her safety, but that situation is going to implode. Like, I promise you that. There's a lot of really irrational idiots out there right now, and they're gonna butt heads because she's out there trying to like Karen them.
But I will get my bullhorn out if I need to.
Oh my God, dude. What a bunch of idiots.
To make you guys feel that your police chief left a 20-month-old baby in garbage for 3 days while he took a vacation. I'm curious about that. That's what I'm curious about. How do you do that to a 20-month-old child? How do you take the weekend off with a 20-month-old child having garbage on top of its head?
Remember, everybody, want to feel your kids. Don't miss out of town.
It would be a horrible PR move to hinder this at all. Tickets or arrests or anything at this point would make this community erupt.
You arrest somebody out here when you don't put a child killer in jail?
It would be a nightmare.
You're going to have everybody in the whole town out here. You already got the college DJ out here.
You see, that just confirms everything that I was saying. What these people are doing is absolutely manipulating the situation. This is the epitome of what a Karen would do. Okay? Like, she knows that she can go out there and do that, and she can trash talk law enforcement and say, oh, well, they're quick to arrest me, but not a baby killer, and get a bunch of dumbass people all riled up over it. Like, she knows that law enforcement is not going to do it because what that's going to do, it's going to be bad for them the way that she just explained it. She's not even trying to deny it. And B, they don't want to give her the clicks and views. They don't want to martyr her. That's the main reason. The reason why she's not in handcuffs is because they don't want to martyr her. The reason why they haven't told her to leave is because they don't want to martyr her. My rights were violated. Did you see that? You're on camera. You're on camera. That's exactly what would happen. Oh man, yeah, that would piss me off if he was. What's up, dude? That would piss me off if if he was wearing a dolphin hat. And my man Tua, he's back. He's coming back Sunday.
Make sure you stay out of the road. Hey, make sure you tell all. Hey, William, tell him.
No,
Yeah,
good.
get out of the road.
All right, guys, like the video. If y'all just tuning in, if I go to jail, somebody buy me out.
Someone's absolutely gonna get hurt.
I can go back up, Howard.
Party with him. You look like you belong over there with him. Justice for Quentin!
Like, what do you think?
Justice for Pete! Go ahead, get my camera out. Fucking record this
Like,
fool.
what do they think they're getting done here? What do they think they're accomplishing?
Hey, you know what they pay? Jeez, motherfucker! Right next to some baby killers!
They want to see what goes on here.
Neighborhood got violent problems. Probably got in on it too.
Look at these crackheads, like they're fucking blocking traffic and shit. Dude.
You look like you should be over there with them. Justice, no peace! Justice for Quentin! Justice for Quentin! Justice for Quentin! Let's get everything
Jesus Christ. Evil Ash's Tales of History's Famous Burglars. Thank you, buddy. I'd knock Dolly all the way out if he was wearing a Blues jersey. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. God, these people are so fucking dumb. Right. Totally real sunflower. And make sure you guys subscribe to Morbid Reality, dude. This dude is the truth. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I don't think he caught the beginning of my live, but since you're here, I want to thank you again for joining me yesterday. I had a blast. Down to do it anytime, buddy.
He threw eggs at me. Why? Because you're getting well for my leg.
Maybe her drug dealer came from
Woo! That's out here.
Better stop running his goddamn frog out, about to get a foot in his ass.
Like,
I just want to make sure everybody captures Bullhorn Betty.
oh fuck yeah, dude. That would be awesome. I'm so down. I'm so down. Dude, like I I can't wait. I can't wait until I don't wish violence on anybody. I want to be very clear about that. I don't wish violence on anybody. I'm just hoping for a I told you so moment. Okay? I'm hoping for my I told you so moment when it comes to these two. What's going to end up happening is things are going to get really ugly between these two. It's just a matter of time. And I hope it doesn't get violent. I really don't. I don't like Dolly at all, but I don't want to see the guy get physically hurt. I honestly don't. I get no pleasure from that. But I mean, like, if you if you shack up with somebody who's known to be that violent, you're not going to get to cry and whine about it. I'm a victim, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And make no mistake, Dolly's absolutely the kind of guy that would like press charges, for sure. He's never going to be the kind of guy that's like, nah, it's cool. She got a little mad. You know, that's not going to happen. What's going to end up happening is she's going to beat his ass, and then he's going to fucking be like, I want her arrested. I'm going to throw the book at her. Dude, I don't fucking know what the fuck Avery's doing. Like there's just that whole fucking scenario is just a whole ball of fucking crazy. I can't even begin to relate. Yeah. Dolly can't take her. Like Dolly can't square up against her, dude. It's not even a man-woman thing. It's just like she's got size on him and she's got weight on him and she's got fighting experience that he don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like in a straight up like regulated boxing match, I see a knockout in the second round, Betty all the way, champion of the world walking away. That's what I see happening. Dolly is a fucking rat. Dolly is a fucking rat. Yeah, he almost had Heels in the Air's fucking channel took down because he's a little bitch that couldn't handle fucking criticism. Like, God forbid somebody speaks the truth about you. You know, I can't handle it. I'm going to start striking channels. All these motherfuckers out here talking shit about me. I'm going to start striking them. I'm going to get your channel taken away. Like, and all that money he's made off this case, man, you'd think he'd go to like the best fucking hair transplant place in fucking Savannah and get some fucking plugs. You'd think he would do that instead of fucking disgracing my man Morbid's team, putting that hat on his fucking mangy ass head. Oh yeah, definitely a Napoleon complex. Definitely a Napoleon complex. And I know people who smoke weed like habitually. It's weird. You know, like when people get addicted to things that are not addictive, they're not habit forming, scientifically not habit forming, and yet they form a habit with it. That tells me all I need to know about him. That dude smokes weed like he thinks it's going to grow his hair back. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, I mean, coming from them, though, you know what I mean? I get that outside the box with Chloe Joe. I get that. Coming from them, it just sucks. It's the source, you know? Like it's kind of endearing, you know, but the reason why people are like, he has a name, you know, like Baby Q is it's endearing, but coming from them when you know and you can tell that these people don't give a fuck about this kid, like that's why it seems insulting, because it's coming from them. Exactly. It's true. Like, he keeps calling them Quentin Simons. There's no S at the end, dude. Quentin Simons. So pretty soon, like what I'm going to be doing, this is off the subject. Pretty soon, I think I'm going to be going over this, at least highlights of it. I don't know what I'm going to do, man, because I've been watching the Darrell, now I can't remember this fucking guy's name. I'm too busy watching him be a fucking idiot. The Darrell Brooks case. And I'm watching it. I was watching it just before I went live. And it's painful. Like, that's where my headache actually came from. I got a headache watching this dude cross-examine the detective who interrogated him. And it was the most idiotic. It was just the biggest display of just idiotic behavior I've ever seen. Like, he objects to everything just to do it. The judge, man, I seen the judge like take a sip out of her cup, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I hope that's vodka, dude, because she's earned it. That judge has absolutely earned it. Yeah, exactly, Morbid. He's like making a complete and total mockery of our justice system. And he's doing it like he's just taking advantage of his right to defend himself. But what he's doing is just wasting everybody's time, and he's doing it deliberately. I think that he absolutely is doing it deliberately. The whole time he kept objecting, going, I object. I don't answer to that name. I don't know what that name is. And then finally, the judge was like, asked him, like, why are you objecting? Your name is Darrell Brooks, right? And he's like, well, on these papers, it was put all in caps. And I don't know anybody by that name that spells their name all in caps. And he was trying to like say that the person on paper that's charged with these things is not him. That was what he was trying to go with there. This is a dude that's just making a complete joke out of people who have gone to school forever. Right, exactly. And Bundy represented himself, but Bundy did a good job. Do you know why Bundy did a good job? Because Bundy went to law school. Bundy was almost a lawyer. Almost. And the judge even said that he was impressed with the way that he defended himself. I mean, he wasn't having his bullshit, but it was like, yeah, I got to tell you, though, you did a pretty good job. But this is not, I mean, this guy has pissed off everybody. I can't keep my eyes off of the police officer that's behind him the whole time. He's just sitting there with this look on his face. Like the whole time, just, but he's not, the camera's on him all the time. So it would be unprofessional of him to react in any way, to even be like, you know, like he can't even do that. He just has to sit there and be like, and I feel so bad for everyone in that courtroom. I feel so bad for the victims that have to be subjected to his cross-examinations. It's unbelievable to me. Yeah, she's already had to make him leave the courtroom. And like he's accused the judge of judicial misconduct over and over again. Like, that's the thing is, I've been talking to Monty from the Hannibal and Monty shit show. Subscribe to that channel. They're great. I absolutely love those guys and I love their channel. And I've been talking to Monty because I've been thinking about going over this trial, but I don't know if I have the patience for it, because there's times where I'm just watching it and I'm like, I can't, you know, and like I need a break. I need to breathe, you know, like the guy, his stupidity gives me a headache. Like he keeps saying relevancy. The word is relevance, okay, but he keeps saying relevancy. It's really annoying. And the only way that I could see myself covering this trial is if I have somebody there that is going to banter with me and we can make fun of this dude. But Sarah Boone, refresh me on the Sarah Boone thing, please. I'm thinking about because I know I thought about covering that too, and I just forgot what it was. Quinton will get justice, La Bamba. Quinton will get justice, and it will not have anything to do with what those idiots, Betty and Dolly and the other idiots out there are doing. I promise you it will have nothing to do with that. But he will get justice. I promise you. Oh, the suitcase. That's what it was. The suitcase lady. The one who put her husband in a fucking suitcase and just let him die. Didn't she film it or something? Like with her phone? Oh my God, man. Yeah, it was her boyfriend. Okay, boyfriend or husband, whatever. Somebody recently went over the interrogation because that interrogation is out there. Maybe I will do that. And before I do that, I'll do a live where we go over the interrogation, and maybe maybe Morbid wants to join me for that one. That would be fun. Yeah, that's right. I saw that, Melissa Bell. I mean, that's gonna be tough, man, because yeah, Mel. That was Mel that did it. That would be tough, man. Like, because she could sit there and say, "Oh, well, that's how we used to play around." You think that I would film, me deliberately murdering somebody? I mean, that would be. So I think that that's going to be her defense, is that, oh, well, that's just how we messed around and how we played. That was how we played around. I mean, so dude, why would the guy willingly get into a fucking suitcase? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she knocked him out and put him in the suitcase. That's not what happened. She didn't stab the guy, put him in a suitcase. She got him to somehow willingly put himself in a suitcase. So I don't know, man. Dude, I've done a lot of stupid shit drunk, but you're not getting me in a fucking suitcase. Okay? Like, it's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's my ringtone, guys. Or my text tone. See, I hate when that happens. Annie just texted me, holy shit. And I'm just like, okay, what? Which means that I'm waiting. She's going to send me something else, and I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know. We'll see. Dude, I'm not getting in a suitcase. Like, there's just no way you're ever getting me in a suitcase. Yeah, I was thinking that when I was watching that too, VM82. I was thinking about like the court reporter. Like there's so much unnecessary shit that lady has to type. I feel so bad for that court reporter, for that stenographer. Yeah, that judge, man, I'm telling you, that judge has already. Oh, okay, hold on. I may not be able to read this out loud, but yeah. Yeah, apparently people are still milking the Kylie Rodney case, and it's just like, dude, it's done. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, I mean, you have to be relatively smart to be a serial killer, because if you're a serial killer, that means you've gotten away with murder many times until you don't get away with it anymore. But you know, you've managed to stay one step ahead of law enforcement and keep doing what you've been doing for a minute. So that takes some level of intelligence, I would think. I mean, I don't know how many cases it's going to take until people start to realize that these YouTubers are just milking shit. All you have to do, no, Mr. Smith, you're absolutely right. Edmund Kemper was not lucky. Edmund Kemper would have never gotten caught. I don't think that dude would have ever got caught if he didn't turn himself in. That dude makes coffee mugs now and records audio books for the visually impaired. That's what he does in prison now. It's crazy. This is not a new shirt, Denise W. It's a band I like a lot. And I got this at their show, which was in Atlanta, which was, I want to say, at least 5 years ago, maybe 6. Well, Kemper completed everything. Kemper was also very self-aware. So Kemper was interesting. It wasn't that he got bored. It's that he finally killed his mother. His mother was the root of all his hatred towards women. And so Kemper, in his final act, he put her, I think, spine through the garbage disposal. He decapitated his mother. He violated it in ways that, yeah, you can use your imagination. And then, and that was his MO. He would do this a lot. When he would decapitate women, he would, do things to their head. And then what he did with his mom is he put her head up on a mantle and threw darts at it. And so right after that, he went, called the cops, turned himself in, and that was it. Oh, the vocal cords. That's right. Specifically, thank you. The vocal cords he put in the garbage disposal. And that was very significant, considering that his mother was just a harpy. Like, she was very verbally abusive towards him his entire life. And he hated women because of his mother. Yeah, Mindhunters is canceled. I wish they would have gotten more in depth on Edmund Kemper. That was more about the FBI agents who basically invented profiling, but yeah, but I mean, but I don't know why. I think it had a lot to do with COVID, why it got canceled. because they were really building up to the BTK killer, and I was really looking forward to that, man. I think that third season would have been the BTK thing, but who knows, man? It's not too late. I don't know why they canceled it, but it's the kind of show that, I mean, shows have been known to come back. Different streaming services will pick it up. You know what I mean? So I haven't lost complete hope that Mindhunters will be back, because it's a very popular subject matter. So, and the show did very well. It wasn't like it got canceled because it wasn't getting views. That's just not true. So, I mean, it was a show that was doing really well. But like, I mean, look, Arrested Development was gone for years, and then they did another season on Netflix. So, oh, the producer of the show wanted to work on other projects. Okay, well, I mean, but he could have still worked on that show. I mean, I don't know. I feel like COVID was affecting production too, and maybe, you know, he probably moved on to projects to where COVID wasn't that big of a deal. Because it's crazy. Yeah, I know a girl in Atlanta. Awesome person. She was a stunt coordinator, but then she got a better, more important job. Actually, she got a better, more important job, actually, like coordinating shit to be COVID safe for productions. And so she was doing really well at that. Yeah, most of these guys have this weird sick obsession with their mom. That usually stems from their hatred of their mom, is their hatred towards women. So it happens a lot. I didn't know more was going live, but yeah, I'm definitely going to come shout out. I'm definitely going to be in that chat. I've been a fan of his for a long time. I don't mention his old channel. I don't know if he wants me to or not. But so like, yeah, when people are putting his old channel up and their name in my comments, I've been deleting them because I don't know if he's trying to just get away from that or not. So, but I know who he is, and I was a big fan of his before. So, yeah. So yeah, now that I find out that he's back and he has a new channel, I'm definitely subscribed to him, and I'm not going to miss many of his lives, if any. So anyways, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I think we've gone over everything. Did a little chit chat in here towards the end. I like to do that, just random chit chat with you guys. But of course, when there's more developments when it comes to the Quentin Simon case, I'll be sharing that with you guys. Yeah. Still don't know if I'm going to go over any of the because I can't stop looking at it. Like, I get frustrated and I get a headache from watching this Darrell Brooks trial, but I can't stop watching it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't look away from it. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for all your support. Make sure, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe for me. If you haven't liked the video yet, please take a second and like the video. I really appreciate all you guys being here. Heels in the Air, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Now, you guys make sure to subscribe to Heels in the Air as well. Heels in the Air she makes it very easy for me to be able to keep to keep tabs on these fools. So big shout out to Heels in the Air, so we don't have to actually give them clicks or views, and we can and we can still make fun of them. So awesome. Anyways, guys, I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.